Well, Valentine's Day is a day to celebrate love or chocolate, depending on your perspective. With pandemic restrictions in effect, there may be fewer options for people hoping to connect, but many will certainly be shopping for chocolate today. A local business has been working to meet that demand despite staffing challenges. And for more on that, we're joined by Daniel Terry, the president and CEO and founder of Denman Island Chocolates. Daniel, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Gregor. These days I'm also chief bottle washer of Denman Island Chocolate. Kind of wearing a lot of hats.
A jack of many trades, is that what they
absolutely.
say? Well, so what's the demand for chocolate like this year?
Steady as ever. At the beginning of the pandemic, everybody retracted into their, oh my God, what are we going to do phase. But since then, chocolate's one of those things that always fills that need for something just to make people feel a bit better. And we're certainly feeling that. Lots of people still love our chocolate. And, of course, at this time of year, they want to spread the love to their near and dear ones, whether across the country or right here on the island.
Yeah, so do you notice a significant uptick around now because of Valentine's Day?
Oh, absolutely. Christmas and Valentine's, but Valentine's in particular. We sold something like 30,000 hearts this year, which is, a lot considering they're all wrapped by hand as well. And just this morning, someone stopped by at 6:20 in the morning to get some hearts to take to her staff at work. So people are leaving it sometimes a little bit to the last moment.
Yeah.
But that's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah, I guess so, unless you're busy washing bottles at 6:20 in the morning.
No, that's my afternoon task.
Oh, I see. Okay. Wait, what about? How do you plan out your year? I mean, as soon as you're done with Christmas chocolates, then is it January 1st or December 26th? You start setting your mind to Valentine's Day, or how does the seasonality work?
Oh no. Well, the hearts, actually, it's interesting because we do have demand for them year-round, particularly with they're kind of the emblem of COVID resistance. We're making those year-round, but we contact all our retailers before Christmas to say, are you going to want any? And then because we have to plan accordingly. And right after Valentine's, we're going to ask people about Easter bunnies. So it's kind of this endless wheel. We get a little break after Easter, and then there's Thanksgiving and Halloween and all that stuff.
And are you getting any breaks this year, Daniel, because of staffing issues? We're hearing a lot about staffing challenges in various industries. Is it the same for you?
Oh, yeah. We take them when we can. I've never, I've been doing this since 1998, so what's that? It's 24 years.
Yep.
I can remember 5-6 years ago, we would post a job, and in the local little newspaper, and we'd get, say, 15 applicants for that one job. We've had a front page ad there for the past couple months, and it's just complete crickets. There's no responses at all.
Wow.
And the other businesses on Denman, our bookstore, our general store, everyone is looking for employees. I could hire 2 full-time people today, but they're just not available. And there's this kind of trifecta of things affecting this. There's the after effects of the CERB that people didn't really have an incentive to work, and then the real estate prices and rental prices have just gone through the roof here.
Yeah.
So people just can't afford to come here. People, unless they own their own place, and maybe if they're owning their own place, they're retired and they're not motivated to work. So I don't really know what's going to happen. We've never. We've always wanted to hire island people. It's Denman Island Chocolate.
Right.
We're a community-based business, and so now we're looking for their field and trying to figure out what we can do to streamline, which is an ongoing process.
What's the end of that lack of available staff because of the housing and rent prices? Does it mean that people are actually leaving Denman Island? I mean, are you hearing about that anecdotally, or are they just working different industries, or working and then coming back, or what?
Well, a lot of the people who've come to Denman Island, if they're working, they're coming. They e-commute in some way,
right?
Because of course that's much more available now, and not everybody has great Wi-Fi and internet on Denman Island, but people get the Elon Musk Dearth Star satellite, and then they're all set up and they can do business, around the world.
Okay.
And the people who are here, who are the long-term rentals, some of them, the house they've been renting for maybe 20 years. A little Demenon shack has been sold out from under them for up to $1 million or more, and they don't really have any place, and they have to find some place to live. A lot of people leave. A lot of people are in substandard housing. And then there's people who want to come here, and they discover they just can't because the rental market is totally nuts. And so it's squeezing out, it's the working class, I suppose.
Yeah, and you're underlying for us why this is not just a big city thing, not just Vancouver or other big cities.
Absolutely not.
By any means.
The property assessments on Demenon went up over 50% from last year.
In 1 year.
And that's, significantly, above Victoria, Vancouver, whatever. So there's no such thing as, someone can come here with a reasonable amount of money and set themselves up. It just doesn't work that way anymore. So there's this changing demographic. Lovely people moving here. They're really wonderful people, but they don't necessarily want to work.
Now, so you got staffing issues.
Absolutely.
And what about the supply chain? We're always hearing about the supply chain these days as well.
We're pretty proactive with most of that stuff. A lot of the problem with supply chain issues is businesses who functioned on a just-in-time method of purchasing logistics. So, you order something just when you need it. That doesn't work anymore. So I've got some foil coming, and I ordered it in November, and it'll be here in March. So it's just things take more time. There are a couple things that we've had difficulty getting. We use organic freeze-dried raspberries in one of our chocolate bars, and it's a niche product, really hard to find. And our supplier, first of all, there's a global raspberry shortage because of climate, and then their freeze-drying plant caught fire and burnt to the ground. So we're just going to have to do without that one for a little while until they get back up and running. And we're looking at so we're going to do a strawberry bar. We're going to come up with a freeze-dried strawberry bar, which is actually really nice. Not as good as the raspberry, but I like it. And we're going to call it Strawberry Feels, Feels. So you find ways to be creative and make things work, and that's just that's business.
Well, that's probably how some of the great things we have in life first came about, though, isn't it? I mean, adaptation is the source of
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the thing to do is not to like moan and complain and give up and just wring your hands, because that doesn't do anything. It's like last year was all about, everybody was talking about pivoting, but this year it's like we're adapting to a new reality, whether it's in our personal lives or our business lives, and this is what we have to do. So it's we're all going to sink or swim, and we're all going to sink or swim together. Like the divisive politics that have certainly reared their head recently, that doesn't serve any purpose. It's like it's got to be all for one and one for all.
Okay, so let's end on a positive then. What about recommendations for chocolate? Because, we can always console ourselves with chocolate. So for Valentine's Day then, Daniel, but I love the idea of this strawberry chocolate. I want to try that. Any
Not
chocolate recommendations?
Available yet.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll wait for that.
Limited edition. I think the most important thing for giving someone you love some chocolate is to consider what they like. We don't do like white chocolate. We do a coconut milk chocolate. If your sweetheart loves white chocolate, don't get them Denman Island dark chocolate. Get them some nice white chocolate. If they love dark chocolate, we've got so many different flavors, and if you can still find them in Victoria, there may still be some hearts kicking around at various retailers. But just, get one of those local roses or a dozen local roses, get a nice red ribbon and tie up some chocolate bars, and there's all sorts of ways to show someone that you love them.
Well, Daniel, thanks for joining us again. It's good to talk to you, and happy Valentine's Day.
And you too, and we'll see you next year.
Daniel Terry is president and CEO, and as you heard, they're chief bottle washer of Denman Island Chocolates. It's 14 minutes to 8 now.